The boiling water hit my skin before I even realized what she had done. It burned sharp and searing, making me stagger back with a cry of pain. My wife stood there, chest heaving, eyes blazing, her face twisted with rage. And as if that wasn't enough, she kicked me hard, sending me crashing to the floor. You might be wondering, why would a woman attack her husband so violently? What pushed her to cross that line? The truth is it all began with a secret I had kept from her for years. A secret worth $70,000 every single month. I never wanted to hide things from my wife, but when I started making serious money, I hesitated. At first, I was just a guy with an average 9-to-5 job. Then, through long nights, calculated risks, and sheer persistence, I built a business that took off. Within a year, I made $70,000 a month. But instead of telling her, I kept living like I used to. We stayed in our modest home. We ate simple meals. I didn't buy flashy cars or expensive clothes. I told myself I was testing whether her love for me was real or tied to material things. For a while, everything seemed fine. She never suspected anything. But then the little cracks began to show. She complained about money constantly. She compared me to other husbands who bought their wives diamonds and vacations. And no matter how much I tried to reassure her, her resentment only grew. Still, I kept the truth buried. I thought I could manage it. Until one night, everything came crashing down. It started with an argument. A small one, really. She had seen a friend post pictures from a luxury trip to Europe, and she turned to me, her voice dripping with anger. Why don't we ever do things like that? Why are we stuck in this boring life while everyone else lives like royalty? I swallowed hard, keeping my secret locked away. We're fine. We have a roof over our heads, food on the table. Don't give me that nonsense, she snapped, slamming her fist against the table. You're a failure. A real man would give his wife the life she deserves. Her words cut deep, sharper than any blade. I wanted to scream that I could give her that life 10 times over. That I wasn't a failure at all. But instead, I stayed silent. Maybe it was my silence that pushed her over the edge. Maybe she mistook my calm for weakness. Because the next moment, she stormed into the kitchen, filled a kettle with water, and placed it on the stove. I didn't think much of it until I saw the wild look in her eyes when she came back, clutching it in her hand. And then it happened. The boiling water poured over my arm, scalding my skin, the pain blinding. Before I could move, her foot slammed into my side, knocking me down. That was the moment I realized. I couldn't keep the truth hidden any longer. Lying there on the floor, my skin burning, I looked up at her in disbelief. Why are you doing this? I asked. My voice was broken with pain. She sneered down at me. Because you're useless. Because I wasted my life on you. That was it. Something inside me snapped. I pulled myself up, my arm throbbing, and looked her straight in the eye. I make $70,000 a month, I said coldly. 70,000. And I never told you. Her face twisted in confusion, then shocked. What were you talking about? I've been building a business for years. It worked. We're not broke. We're not struggling. But I wanted to see if you loved me for me, or for what I could give you. For a moment, silence filled the room. Her eyes darted back and forth as if replaying every memory, every complaint, every argument. Then, slowly, her lips curled into a smile. But it wasn't a smile of joy. It was a smile of greed. You've been hiding money from me, she spat. All this time? You let me suffer while you kept this secret. Her voice shook with fury. And in that instant, I knew the truth hadn't saved me. It had only made things worse. Her voice rose, sharp and venomous. You've been hiding this from me all these years. Do you know how humiliated I feel, living like some poor woman while you secretly swim in money? I try to keep calm. It wasn't about humiliating you. It was about testing whether our marriage was real. Her laugh was bitter and chilling. Real? You call this real? You lied to me every single day. You let me suffer, you let me complain, while you sat back and enjoyed your little game. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments which country you're watching this video from. Enjoy the story. She stormed toward me, her eyes blazing with fury. That money is mine, too. Don't you dare think you can keep it from me. Her sudden shift terrified me, not because of her words, but because of the coldness in her tone. It was as if the woman I married no longer existed. Instead, standing in front of me was a stranger consumed by greed. "I don't owe you a cent," I said, my voice firm. "You are nothing. And now, after what you did tonight, you'll never touch a single dollar." Her face twisted in rage, and before I could react, she grabbed the heavy glass vase from the counter. She lifted it high, her hands trembling, her expression wild. For the first time, I realized she wasn't just angry. She was dangerous. And if I didn't stop her, something far worse than hot water would come crashing down on me. The vase hovered above her head, ready to strike. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. I stepped back, my arms still throbbing from the burn, but my voice remained steady. "Put it down," I said. "Don't do something you can't take back." For a second, her grip tightened. Her eyes were wild, her breathing ragged. I thought she was going to smash it against my skull. But then, there was a sharp knock at the door. Loud, urgent. She froze. Her hand trembled, the vase wobbling dangerously, before she set it back down on the counter. We both turned toward the door, stunned into silence. The knock came again, followed by a familiar voice. "Open up. It's the police." Her face was drained of all color. I hadn't called them, but a neighbor must have heard the shouting and my scream when the boiling water hit me. I walked past her slowly and opened the door. 2 officers stood there, their eyes scanning the scene. The redness on my arm was clear, and so was the fear still etched across my wife's face. "Sir, are you all right?" one of them asked. Before I could answer, my wife tried to explain, her voice trembling, words tumbling out like broken glass. But it was too late. They had already seen enough. That night, as the officers led her away, I finally realized the truth. Money doesn't change people, it reveals them. And what I saw in her was something I could never unsee.